Great. We are live. Hey, how's it going, guys? We are live. Good, 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 good. Testing, testing. All right, great. We are live. Today, we are going to have, it's a little bit quicker of a video, unless people come on. Last time, let me see, top chat. Let me see. Top chat, live chat, all messages are live chat. There we go. Now I can see you guys. All right. So, hello. Great. Last time I could not see the questions at all. So this is what we got. Yesterday we had Skywarp, Jex, and F60W. Thank you for your comments. And sorry I didn't see your chat when we were doing our thing. I am going to answer some questions, though. My knife store. When is my knife store going to reopen? I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure. Right now, I'm holding on to a lot of the stuff that I have in my collection. Some exciting stuff is happening with possible TV time. Who knows? It's going to, I don't know. A lot of stuff, I'm working on a lot of projects, and I'm pretty excited about it. I don't want to say anything because I really don't know what's going to come of it. It has motivated me to maybe start picking up my knife videos again. It's something I've missed. There's been really something missing in my life, and that's probably making YouTube videos. And that it's a way for me to be creative in my life. So, today we're talking about the trappers, though. I have quite a few. Oh, there was another question. The other question was Bob Lum. Okay, Bob Lum. Bob Lum is a Japanese maker of great knives. I think he passed away in 2007. Yeah, I love his knives. Fantastic. I'm a big fan of anybody that studied in Japan and made knives over there. I like the style. They're very functional. They're made for a purpose. They use their knives over there. They eat fresh food and fish and hunt all the time in Japan. Their knives are really heavily used. The boys' knives, I don't have any examples out right now, but the Japanese boys' knives are real popular. But the knife community has dwindled because of the laws that they've enacted. And but when people are fishing and stuff like that for cooking, they're very big into those type of knives. So yeah, I really like Bob Lum's knives. So he's passed away, so you're not going to get no more new knives from that individual. Case knives only for me. All right, well, case knives, that's great. I love case knives. I have, matter of fact, the knives that I'm going to be talking about are case knives tonight. That's what I usually focus on. I love case knives, especially the ones from the 1970s, because they're affordable, and I think that they're built really well. Yeah, the Case XX, a little more expensive, but I just haven't had that great of luck they're hard to find. They're hard to find, models that maybe were made right or have good scales on them. This is a good example of a Case XX Hunter. It's real hard to find one that maybe has scales that look like this trapper. Look at that beautiful red bone. And my knives haven't been cleaned up for a while, so excuse me, I am sorry. But you can see just a little bit of discoloration towards the end there, So GEC is giving them a run for their money right now. Oh, I completely agree. My GEC collection is not here with me. I have just a small collection with me right now, but GEC, oh yeah, they're awesome. They're incredible. I've gone to 3 open houses. The first open house that they the second open house. Yeah, the second open house they ever held. I showed up when the doors cracked open, and they had this little glass case. All right. And this glass case stood about as tall as me. And it had just a few shelves on it. And they had all these beautiful knives just on display. And I said, I'll take them all. I took every last one of them. I saved a few. I let the guys that were there pick what they wanted. I was like, man, I want them all. I took them all. I felt selfish, but that happened almost every year. Someone would go up there and people would literally be like, all right, you want to split them, guys? I mean, it was that bad. Those would be sold out so quickly. So if you'd gone there the second or the third day, and then they started trickling them out. So on the second day, there would actually be some knives there, but still that the serial number ones would be nudged out and, talk to Christine. It was fantastic. It was good times. If people only knew, they were $45 a piece, I think. The prices back then were just insane, just amazing. I got primitive bone, the bone that was, off the horses that were buried. Just amazing. So there are Facebook pages that auction off all kinds of case knives. Yes. I'm actually a member of all those, but I have not done any trading or anything lately. Right now, I have been working on my house. I'm building a house that's in it's in California, so everything's on the line there, if you know what I mean. So unfortunately, I'm pretty busy, but something's in the works, and that's why I got to pick this up. I would love to get my hands on a Tom's Choice one day. A Tom's. Well, let me see here. This one. Well, the reason I like the Case Trapper, and I'm just going to start this right off, and this is the 54 pattern. And I have never really carried a Case Trapper, but I just love them. And I think that blade, that master blade on these things, is one of the most beautiful. 22087 is my favorite knife to carry. 22807. Man, you gonna test me here? I didn't have my books on me. What I do have. Oh, let me see here. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Sorry, guys. I'm still here. Just trying to find my notes. These millennial editions. Have you taken a look at any of these? These suckers are beautiful. Now, I don't have the two whittlers that I have. I do have a dogleg jack. But since we're talking about trappers, and here's the other blade that's on that sucker. And that way we can do a head-to-head so you can see the master blade vice the Skinner. So you have the Skinner and then the master. Let me see if I can put those side by side so you guys can see the slight difference in shape. And these are made in ATS 34. Whew, man, they're beautiful. Check out this Tang stamp. The Tang stamp is just really cool on these. Check this out. Years from now, this is going to be a nice classic one. Just beautiful. We are using the webcam, so sorry. Oh, it's a Texas Jack. Ooh, nice. My favorite pattern is jackknives. And that would be I like the equal end. I like an equal end jack with two blades. Typically a spear master blade. This is the ultimate knife in my opinion right here. Nice wedge on the top for piercing, but I like a nice thick spine for strength. And this one actually has some, jimping going on. This thing's incredible. This knife is made by, oh my goodness, I don't have my glasses on. You guys are going to force me to do this. Muskrats. Muskrats are great. Yeah. This is Camillus. This is an old Camillus. This sucker's over 100 years old. The Sears Roebuck. It's got a nice heavy half stop. It's got to have a heavy half stop. That's why I love GECs. And then I like a nice healthy. Look at the size of that blade. That's a small blade. To give you some comparison, okay, you know what this is, right? Here's your mini trapper, okay? We'll look at the master blade from that. This pin blade is almost the same size as that. Okay, so this is a full size 4.5-inch knife. This is a really nice size knife. This is my favorite knife to collect. Very difficult to find and very expensive. They are sweet. Look at that right there, equal in jack. And another thing is, because it's such a simple design, something that bothers me is blade rub. So if you collect the Congresses or the multi-blade knives, unless they're made by a company like Bulldog, which I love, this is a Bulldog, this 4-blader does not rub in any area, but that's so unusual. And I can't stand blade rub. I can't stand it. And also a trapper, they're just, any knife like this is real strong because everything is on one end. And then you have that spacer that goes down the middle of the knife additionally. And it's just such a great, oh man, you get me stuck on my other knives. Here we go. We're going to go King Cutter. That's a Coke bottle. That's a Coke bottle sucker right there. So you got yourself a Coke bottle. Same thing. Another spear. And this one is made by Simmons Hardware. A little trivia, Simmons Hardware. Who do they work with? Come on, let's go. You guys got to know this one. Simmons Hardware. Spear blade. I'm going to bring out the knife. That is the Simmons Hardware is like the lower end of this brand of knife. So this would be sold in more the tool section. And the wood was usually the cheap option. But what I like about old knives is these wood handles have taken on, they've taken on such a hardness to them and an aged, they're just, oh man, I love nice wood handles on these things. Beautiful. Let me see. I do have, and I will show you my favorite jackknife. We got in a little sidetrack because I get a little emotional about these knives. I just love them. I get a tickle in my stomach. Look at that. Yeah, Tested XX Razor's Edge. And they actually polish these edges on these. I just love these. It is so good on these trappers. I'm going to show you one of my favorite jackknives. And if I was going to carry a knife, this is what I'd carry. And I do carry a knife, but this is a knife that because it's hard to find a good one. One that snaps right, blades are all, when I find the perfect knife, I want to put it in my collection. If it's an older knife. Now what I carry, if I'm working on my house, this is a collector. This is a Klein. This is a Klein knife that's made in Japan. And I've done a little customization with it. It's a smaller knife, but it's really good for electrical work and stuff like that. And I carry this right now. It depends what I'm doing. I carried this one for about 2 years. Great little knife. So, what is your opinion on CV blade steel? In my opinion, I love it. I like it also. I have sold a few knives to people that got a CV. And if I just wiggle that camera, I apologize. I'm sorry for that. I've sold one of these. This is a case. This is CV. It's got the CV blades on it. And the CV blades this gentleman is talking about is case knives usually have an SS on them or a stainless steel. And a stainless steel is resistant to rust. In the 80s, they actually used to label it. See the SS right there? That's an SS. It's backwards because, bear with me, folks. Well, on this one, this will also be backwards for you guys. This is CV, and that's underneath there, that little thing right there, and that's what that gentleman is talking about. CV is a high carbon steel, right? These blades take on a pretty nice edge, but so do the stainless steel blades. They do. But I like the CV personally because I care for my knives. If it's something that you're going to carry on a daily basis, I would go CV. If it's something you're going to throw in your tackle box, I would absolutely go with their stainless steel. Because I've had people complain. They said, man, it rusted completely. They put it away wet, and it just, they were used to Chinese knives that were stainless steel. And for them, they worked. For them, they were happy. They never would think of complaining. But they sure as hell complained when I sold them the CV knife and I didn't fully ask them what they were going to use that knife for. I've learned over time to be able to find the perfect knife for people, usually. Something that's going to fit them really well, and I'm not going to get a complaint. Someone will say, that's a great knife. That's a great knife, I would say. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that one of my favorite jackknives. All right, so we had the Simmons Hardware, which is the sister kind of branch off company of this knife company. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Yes, CV is easier to sharpen, absolutely. Especially the blade steel in the 80s is not as good, but now these 1970s knives, they got some nice steel on them, and they get razor sharp. And I will show you, this is one from 1971, about that 1971 time frame. Look at the coloring on that. I don't see no CV marking on that. No, that's the steel, baby. That is nice. This knife is just razor. And oh man, this is a beautiful knife. This has been used. It is pocket worn, red bone. I carried this one for a while. Yeah, this was a nice knife. Really nice knife to carry. When I found out how much it was worth, I was like, well, I'd rather use a new one. Honestly, because this sucker's over $100. This is a beautiful knife. You throw these things up on eBay, it's a nice knife. Why isn't it's an old knife? Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. There ain't no blade wobble. You got your snap steel. Pops open nice. No gaps. Beautiful red bone that they don't make anymore. Pocket worn, right? Because someone carried that for a long time. Oh yeah, this knife would sell for more than this trapper right there. 1971. Wait, 1978. Look at those scales on this thing. Man, they didn't die that good. Some people are like, oh, I don't bother me. No, I like that. Oh, I like that kind of. No, you don't. No, you don't. Everybody wants this nice red bone. Everybody wants their knife to look like this. Not like that. Those don't match. I mean, who's going on their lunch break there? Oh, hey, I'll finish that knife. All right, thanks. Can you finish that knife for me? All right. That's how that makes me feel. Personally. I could totally be wrong. But yeah, the character and the patina. So the CV still just carries more character if it tells more stories with its patina. Agree. CV is easier to sharpen? Absolutely. The older steel that Case used, I think, had more carbon steel in it, obviously. In the 1980s, I think it had more stainless steel than anything. I think right now they have the best balance they ever had. Here's this jackknife that I really like. Let's see if we can see if we can get into there. Real hard to see that tang stamp. That is King Cutter. Yeah, I have quite the King Cutter collection. And this jackknife is just absolutely beautiful. Look at those wood handles. Those wood handles are so aged. They remind me of a piece of Victorian furniture. Just hard, like ironwood. It's got a real beefy heaviness to it. Look at the thickness of this of this knife to give you, and now look at that swell of that knife. See that swell? So it really fits really nice in your hand. It's got a real functional razor sharp blade, great heat treat. Man, I had like an echo. You hear that echo? That wasn't me. All right, so we got that. If you guys want to add any questions, Andrew, thank you so much for participating. This is just more fun, more fun. And look at that. See, look at that secondary blade. That secondary blade is almost, I would almost venture to say it's almost as long as that one. You know, so that secondary blade, you're not losing anything. It's not like they're saying, hey, this is an opportunity for us to use half the metal. No, man, look at that. They bring that sucker way out, way out. Are you familiar with Schrade scrimshaws? My dad gave me his before he passed. He carried it every day. It's my favorite knife. Yes, the Schrade scrimshaw editions. Unfortunately, if it's the synthetic with the scrimshaw, they came in boxes. They had all kinds of things like astronauts, some hunting scenes, some other stuff. Unfortunately, they don't pull a lot of money. They're not real popular. They made a whole bunch, but they're amazing knives. They use some incredible steels on those. So if you find one that you like in particular, sweet, key. Because the problem is let's say you don't like deer hunting or you don't care about the Apollo mission. It kind of makes that knife, which would be popular. It takes that knife, which would be popular with everybody, and it makes it, I don't care about the moon landing, right? So it kind of hurt the value. I know an awful lot about the Schrade knives in this era, made in the USA. I sold so many of these. I happened to walk into, I'm going to tell you guys a story. It's an amazing story. Walked into a True Value in Maryland, and I couldn't believe it. In the back, they had this dusty, nasty Schrade display. I dusted it off. It's glass. It's made out of plexiglass. I mean, it's a True Value. Ding, ding, ding. And yeah, I looked at the knives. They're American knives. They had the full display, everything. We're talking, I have one of each knife. Okay. So I have, you guys don't even know. It's so crazy. I mean, I got one of these. I got one of these. I got one of these. Look at that trapper there. I got one of these. All right, you want to see some stuff that you've never seen before? Here we go. Schrade stuff you've never seen, maybe. I got one of these. Yep, Schrade made one of these. I got a mini one of those, all Schrade out of this display. And I have the other ones at home. I have every fillet knife that they made. I got one of these. Oh, look at this one. This one's so incredible. Single blade. Yeah, liner lock. Hello. Locking blade. Look at that. Incredible. Dude, that is one of my favorite knives. It is one of my favorite. It is incredible. These are hard to find. Absolutely mint. I have all the boxes for all these. These are just beautiful. Oh, yeah, I got the mini knives too. I got one of those. So I got the Uncle Henry line. I got the old, and I got all the scrimshaws. Yeah. I got this. Oh, dude. You guys don't even know. Now watch that. You thought that was hot? Watch this. Single blade. Oh, yeah. This sucker has a liner lock too. Locking blade. I mean, you can't. Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. They did such a good job back then. And now they've sold the company. It's it. China makes them. So, oh, I got one of those. 3-blader. Kind of running out of room. All right, we got more. All right, now I got a bunch of old Schrades. I'm not going to go into those. Too much, guys. Too much. You know, I can show you, though. Now, if I worked in the Schrade factory And let's say, for instance, how can we do this? Not like that. We're not gonna do you like that. So let's say I worked in the Schrade factory and I really liked how the TL29 locking system was, but I really didn't like the TL29. I wanted a Schrade. I wanted, like more of a, I wanted more of an older Schrade, like more of maybe the bone. So they did something that's called lunchbox knives. They also did lunchbox knives. Look at this. You press this button to unlock this. It's a locking blade. You press down on this, right? Press down, it unlocks it. How slick is that? These were issued to our troops. Oh, yeah, to the Peace Corps. Yeah, so we had people like, who's the guy that invented the internet? If you guys know, that guy got one of these. There we go. U.S. Yep. U.S. Signal Corps. Right there. Right there, baby. All right. So we'll go back to Schrade. Oh, yeah. Look at those bone handles on that sucker. I'd want some jimping on my knife. And I'd want my knife to be a locking knife. This is a customized Schrade lock back, press down on the blade, it unlocks it. You think that's, man, they had some incredible stuff that they'd make, and they just, kind of hang out with it. All right, so that's kind of my Schrade deal right there. I had one other Schrade bomb to show you guys, and that is the Uncle Henry collection. That is so heavy. So what do I think about the Chinese knives? I did go out. I tested one or two of them. I'm not a big fan. Not really. Their quality is kind of, nah, it's not good. It just is not. The biggest problem that I've had with Chinese knives is they separate. So where the bolster and all this happens, they just separate, or they're not made right, or they're not designed right, or they're missing a liner where they need a liner. So the thing is, you buy another one and it's still missing, and you're like, oh, that's how they design the knife. They design the knife to basically break, or not be able to take any type of use whatsoever. It's more for looks. But the Chinese knives, they hit the looks department pretty good, so it's all eye candy. But if you start using them, they just don't look very good. Work very good. So I'm putting that jackknife away. Beautiful Keen Cutter. Keen Cutter is a real old company. Amazing company. All right, so back to these trappers. So I think I gave a rundown of kind of my impartial view of how I like good color bones on my handles. So you guys got to pick. Which one would you pay more money for? Okay, and I'm going to honestly tell you what I think. All right, here we go. All right, this is my left hand. This is my right hand. Okay. And we're looking at the color of the scales. That's all we're looking at. I'm going to flip them over. And these are all the same. They're all lined up nice. I'm just looking at the coloring. Look at the one on my left hand. One on my right hand. Yeah. So which one do you guys like better? Okay. You are correct. The one on the right side. The one on the right side is probably worth about $50 more. Just for the very fact that they are beautiful red bone handles. And it's just like you might get the same amount of money, you might not, but we're talking a later time. And you know what? I'm going to put this into my collection. I'm looking at it like, darn. Okay. So I'll let you guys know. This one right here, there's nothing really wrong with it. There really isn't. They made 1,000 of these, and I've seen a lot of them. 50% of them kind of look like this one. They have hit or miss. It's just not that deep, dark, beautiful red, bone handle that we're looking for. And yeah, I got this one for $125. $125. And that's because I wanted to carry this. When I saw it on the guy's table, I was like, it was the ugliest out of 4. And I was like, that one ain't selling. I'll give you $125 for it right now. I gave him $125. He took it. So, and he knew it. It kind of stinks. You open up these boxes, and as collectors, and when I do things, I always I'll have someone hand pick things for me. I always tell you really want somebody that works for you. You want when you buy knives from somebody, you got to make sure that this individual is pricing those knives. And if you ask them, hey, I want a knife, I want a class knife that's going to stay in my collection. It's going to make me feel good all the time. Okay. It's going to have that longevity. Longevity meaning, you know what? I'm on hard times. I need to eBay this sucker. All right. You can do a nice write-up on this knife. This is one of the prettiest bone handles I've ever seen on a Millennial Trapper. Absolutely perfect. And it'll sell, but I'll never sell it because it's part of my collection. That's my beauty right there. Yeah, I know. That you can get them for a really good price. A lot of people don't know what they are, and that's the problem. So I've been very lucky. I got a bunch of the Whittlers, I think 3 of them, and they're beautiful. I got one with Damascus blades. Oof, just a beautiful knife. I got those for about $150 each with Tony Bow's signature. Now, most of mine have Tony Bow's signature on the suede pouch because I would take, every time I go to Case Knife or whatever, I'd bring things and he would be there. I'd talk to him and he'd sign a few things for me. And he's done that. He's gone to a lot of the blade shows and done that. And he'll go up to some of the Case booths and sign people's stuff. So you can be real lucky and get, he signs a lot of his stuff. And I think it's really great, but there's only so many of them, I'll give you $125. You're like, which one? Oh, I'm not selling no more. Not right now. I'm building my collection up. I got most of my collection right now in storage. These are my travel knives. I have got to get my collection game back up. I am actually building currently on my new house. It's a back building that's already built. I just need to basically get the electric going in it, and I need to do the final painting. And that's going to be that's where I'm going to start broadcasting from. Right now, I'm at my mom's house. She builds houses, mini houses. So if you guys can see, I'm going to show you guys behind the scenes. This is pretty awesome. Here we go. We're going to go behind the scenes of my situation here. Here we go. All right. You guys are in. This isn't good, guys. All right. We've got a screen for lighting, and we have my mom's houses and other things. This is not very fancy, but hard work and deferment of gratification is what pays off in life. And by the end of the year, I will have built my own house in Southern California, right below the foothills. So I'm really working my ass off, basically. You can see my hands. See all those calluses? Yeah, you see those things? Dude, I am hard. You guys don't even know how hard I work. I have had 7 back surgeries, 2 hernias, and man, nothing stops me, man. Nothing. I'm fine now. I started doing a lot of yoga, went back to church, And through the power of Jesus and all that great stuff, I'm telling you, I feel fantastic. 7 back surgeries. I can lift, do anything. I've just been so blessed. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the California sun. I don't know. So, I mean, I am out of the military now, and honestly, I don't sleep very much. So, and being in California, you can get up really early and people don't call the police on you. And, because other people get up early. So it's kind of cool. I'm either doing YouTube videos or building on my house or doing something, working with my friend. I'm working on a church right now, just doing all kinds of stuff. So that's incredible. Good for you, man. Hard work does pay off, and you will enjoy it more if you did it yourself. Thank you for my service. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yes, my knife room should be pretty awesome. So it's about a 1/4 acre in Glendora, California. And so it's a really beautiful place. I'm blessed to be there. I got the house for a fantastic offer, but the house needed work. And a house in California cost about $300,000 to build. Yeah. So I don't have that much money. So what I'm doing is I'm building it myself. So I get Home Depot. God bless them. I get 10% off for my military service. So they give me 10% off. And my best friend is a professional contractor that builds mansions. He's the same age as me, and I help him out. So I'm in pretty good shape, so I can lift anything. So we can like install windows, doors. We can do all that stuff. Tile. We can do everything now. So I'm really having a good time doing that. So how far from San Diego is that? I am pretty far from. No, I'm about 2 hours from San Diego. Yeah, about 2 hours. Glendora is just above. It's in the San Gabriel Valley, so it's in a real nice area. You got 9 and 10 schools there. I really wanted to be in a neighborhood that had really good schools. So it's a little bit above my budget. Not really. I mean, everyone's working their ass off. It's either that. If I lived in another neighborhood, I'd have to pay for private school. So it's either pay for private school or live in a better neighborhood. So I'll live in a better neighborhood. That's kind of what I'm doing. But in order to do that, I'm working my butt off, and I'll get there eventually. Eventually, I've been working on this house now for about 2 years. Yeah, it's been a journey, but it's almost over. I'm almost there. But I've done everything from a 150-foot retaining wall to a 200 feet of linoleum industrial fencing. I've built the home from the ground up. The only thing left is final painting, kitchen cabinets, and tile. So I've done everything from the foundation, rebar. All I know is I had a pile of rebar like this big. I mean, it was like a bundle that big of 25 footers. I bent all that stuff myself by hand. Every cinder block I touched, I did. I don't know what it was. I mean, I just said when I first started, I was like, I'll hire people to do stuff, but I don't know, something clicked in my head that no one's going to do it for me, and I really do believe that we're defined by our works, as I read in the Bible. And as long as I don't know, I have so much energy now. I can't even describe it. I can't even describe it. Everything's going very well. A little stressed out though. I'm a little stressed out because I worry about my family and how that affects them. And things in my life are going pretty well. I got a phone call from a TV network. They might want to do some stuff. That's additional pressure on me, but at the same time, maybe I'll do well at it. Maybe who knows what's going to happen with that. So it won't be the first time that this YouTube channel got me a job. That's why I went MIA for so long as I was doing another job that I got because of this channel. And it went very well. It made it where I can afford to build a house in California. Now I'm building a house in California. I have videos of all that. I just have not made a series of those videos yet. I want to wait because you can get sued here. And, my neighbors haven't been the kindest people, unfortunately. But, they just never met me before. I basically told them to, pack sand and F off. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with bad behavior from a neighbor. Unfortunately, I can't have that. But it's amazing what we can do if we set our minds to it. Absolutely. Hey, what's up, JB? How's it going? JB, how's it going? Do you miss the old house? Yes, I do. Now, for those of you that have stuck around, I'm telling you, if you guys have a large collection, you think that you can do YouTube videos and, you've got the personality for this, send me an email or PM something. Contact me somehow. If you have a collection of 300, 400, 500 knives, you have a good knowledge of knives, you wouldn't mind traveling, possibly being on TV, possibly maybe being on the History Channel, being something along the lines of maybe Bargain Hunters or something to that effect, maybe. Please PM me, like today, like now, because it could be life-changing for you. So I have a lot of people that follow me over the years. I highly respect you guys, and I figured I'd make that offer first to you guys. And yeah, it's something you might want to follow up on. I can't say much more than that. I mean, I could over over the email, but there's all kinds of opportunity. The knife community is getting stronger. I think that something, I quit drinking. I quit drinking about 14 years ago, something like that, 13 years ago. And I didn't have much to do. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was completely lost. What do I do after work? What do I do? And I started buying knives. I spent a lot of money on knives. I bought a lot of knives I really didn't like. I think I have one of those knives laying around here that I really don't like very much. And I joined a website called AAPK, which is all about pocket knives. And if you guys are part of AAPK, please, again, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like to do what I'm doing right now, send me a PM. We need to talk. And the reason why is the community is huge, and it gave me something. I mean, I kind of got addicted to the eBay thing. But why? Because you're bidding and it's kind of competitive, and yeah, it kind of helped me stop drinking, I guess, but it was making me broke pretty quick. And a guy on AAPK recommended I get some books. Got some books, get an education. Got an education, read those books, digested those books, memorized one of those books. Those books are incredible. It allowed me, what you see, my knife collection, for the most part, is all trading and buying and reselling and reinvesting into my own collection. And I didn't start with very much. And I've had some very good moves. I've had some very good opportunities to buy huge collections at pawn stores or whatever. I've just had some just amazing. I walked into this pawn store and he had these buck knives that had 2 and 3 blades on them. I go, what the heck are these? These are lunchbox knives. The factory is literally down the street. What are you doing? All right, how much you want for them? $20 a piece? Sounds good to me, Then I find out the guy's a real jerkwad. So he asked me what I was going to do with these. And I said, well, I was probably going to resell them for about $500 to $600. Yeah, because I really don't like the way you talk about the people that you buy stuff from. So I'm buying it from you now. I mean, what a jerk. But anyway, yeah, those were buck lunchbox knives. Amazing knives, beautiful knives, and boy, they're incredible. All right, let's say I gotta catch up. Do you miss the old house? I do not. My daughter and wife do. We are living with the mother-in-law. Hello. That's very trying. My wife is amazing. She puts up with everything. My mom, she's a strong-willed person, but she's helping us out. I mean, look at these. My mom don't, she ain't rich, but she has a house, which is more than most people. I'm not rich, but I got a house and I'm building it. That's kind of what my mom taught me. You get a house, not necessarily pay the house off, but well, she did, but at least have a place, have a piece of property where you're at in a comfortable neighborhood. Do you still have the camper? Yes, and I'm going to do an updated video on that. That camper housed my family for about 6 months. We took that camper cross country. That camper went through a hurricane. Yeah, I have video of it. I have the radar while we were going through it. Towing that sucker, it was intense, man. I had mounds of gold in the back. I had my knife collection in the back. I had my silver collection in the back. I had guns. I mean, oh man, it was so stressful. I had a dying cat. I had a cat in a litter box in the back. So if he needed to pee, he could climb over everything. I had a dog. It was fun though. We stopped at all the corny places, the biggest ball of chain or whatever, and the dragon that spits fire. And we were going to go through the beautiful Colorado mountains. But my wife doesn't know how to read a map. And she said, hey, let's go this way. And we went this way. We were literally a day out of our way until she goes, I think we went the wrong way. How did we go the wrong way? I told you to watch. Really? So that's how we ended up going through New Mexico and Texas, basically Tornado Alley during the most optimum time. I think it was like October. It was horrible. Oh, and then New Mexico. Oh, sorry, guys. So, I mean, we couldn't find a place to stay. When we finally found a place to stay, I had to sleep in my camper because there were some meth heads sleeping in the parking lot in their car. And we called to complain, and they're like, oh, well, they're okay. They told us they just needed to stay there in the night. I'm thinking, I'm paying for this room right by, oh my gosh, dude. So yeah, it was bad. But yeah, sure, that camper, I am not getting rid of that camper. I love that camper. Yeah. The camper is, yeah, it's completely crazy. That camper is awesome. I love it. Still looks new. It's still great. It's been sitting in the sun. I keep all my valuables, in there, and that's my maintenance. It's where I lay out my plans. Dude, I got blueprints for my house, man. I'm building that house. I got bags. I got real boots. That's the real deal. It is the real deal, for sure. But anyway, we're going at 47 minutes. I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks. And I will try to catch up on any questions. Please contact me if you guys are interested in doing something like this, maybe being contacted by a producer. If you're open to that and you think you can get along with me, give me a call, send me an email. And we will get something tonight going. I still got to eat and do this. But yeah. So what's up, JB? More JB's here. JB is a good guy here. Well, we had some good interaction. Cool. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to end this stream. Take care. Oh, I didn't show you. I took it out. Here is the Case Select. And I got this on one of my journeys. Now, some people are not a fan of the larger, fatter knives like that, which I'm not. I prefer my Stag knives to be cut correctly, nice and thin. See, that's Stag. It doesn't need to be all big, but that's just me though. It does feel nice in the hand though. So that's kind of debatable too. So cool. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, this is just a little bit of it. Oh man, you know what I really miss? Anyway, gotta go, guys. United States Navy. I miss the Navy a little bit. I miss the military sometimes. I do. I miss the order of things. So, all right, guys, take care. Hasta vista.